Cy Chapman wins the opening tip for Illinois State. We are underway here at the JCC in Chicago. Chris Rouse, Julio Rouseo, Saturday afternoon, in-state matchup, Illinois State making the 2-hour, 127-mile trip up north. Antonio Reeves on the drive, first shot of the game, no good. Rebounded by Illinois State's Chapman. Driving to the rim, first play of the game for Illinois State's Lewis is good. That's Kendall Lewis. He opens the score.
A good defense on the initial drive for Chicago State. It's going to be critical this afternoon to limit Redbird's second chance points. Redbirds able to get this afternoon for Coach Gillian and the Cougars staff. In-state matchup, another opportunity to try to see where you are with other programs in the state. Obviously, they took on Loyola earlier in the non-conference schedule. Loyola, arguably one of the best programs in the state, but a good litmus test this afternoon against the Missouri Valley Redbirds.
And here is Brandon Betson, Chicago State's leader in points at 16 a game, coming off of a tough shooting game, 4 of 17, and now a shot clock violation to start it out.
Boy, that's difficult coming out of a timeout to turn it over in that fashion for Chicago State. Just weren't recognizing how much time was left on that shot clock, and as we approach the first minute of the ball game, a sluggish start for the Cougs.
Here's the starting lineup for Illinois State. Mark Freeman brings it up the court. He passes over to Howard Fleming Jr. Joining them is Antonio Reeves, who has the ball, along with Kendall Lewis and Cy Chapman. Here's Lewis, guarded by Corbett in the corner. Lewis hands it to Chapman, double team down low. Shot put off the glass is good for Cy Chapman.
Yeah, nice job by Cy Chapman, really using his strength in the left block, get some separation from a defender, able to use the window, and the Birds have a 4-0 lead.
And you can see Chicago State immediately go to the bench with Noah B.G. Mwami coming off the bench, going to get some height in there. He goes 6'10". Here's Corian rushing. 15 points last week against Tennessee State to go with 6 rebounds. Hooks it up over Antonio Reeves, and Corian rushing scores.
Oh, nice steal.
And here's Chukwu Kelly with the steal. Bai Bamandang lays it in. Chicago State with a quick 4.
And that's the exact response the Cougars were looking for coming out of that timeout before the turnover. Tied at 4. Cougars defense turning into some quality offense.
Cy Chapman with the handoff to Freeman. Freeman, step back jumper off the left side of the rim, rebounded here by Corian rushing.
Cougars trying to snap a 10-game losing streak against Illinois State. Redbirds all-time 23-1.
Illinois State also beat Chicago State on December 15th last year as Corbett goes through the lane. Floats it off the glass and the rim, but it's rebounded by Lewis for Illinois State.
Such a difficult drive, nearly got that shooter's touch to fall through, but you'd like to see the Chicago State responding after that sluggish first 30 seconds of the game.
Freeman was driving baseline, and now an offensive foul as he runs through Teddy Bai Bamandang.
Nice job by Teddy inside. Feet positioned well to draw the charge. And again, it's the Cougars defense that's really sparking the offense.
Coming on now will be Noah B.G. Rumwami, number 25. He's the tallest player in Chicago State's roster, listed anyway at 6'10". He'll replace Bai Bamandang, who you can expect to make a number of plays on the defensive side. And then, as I said that, there's a foul against B.G. Mwami against Chicago State.
Yeah, moving screen on Noah. Good to see Noah getting some playing time. Sat out last year due to COVID. One of 4 returners for Chicago State. And as you mentioned, Chris, the tallest player on the Cougar roster at 6'10".
B.G. Mwami has been experimenting with his jump shot this season. Great looking jump shot, just not the touch he needs yet to get that percentage up.
Yeah, he's been working on that for a couple of seasons, and that's sort of the evolution of the big man as the Cougars get a big steal on the other end.
Chukwu Kelly with a blindside steal. Rushing, Corbett, watch the line, 3 on the way, no good, rebounded by Corbett, goes up strong, and 1.
Sensational by Corbett. Look, it's not often that you see a shooter from the corner get his own rebound, and he's going to try to earn 2 the hard way from the foul line, but that is tremendous recognition, getting the rebound and going to the line. Fantastic.
Deshaun Corbett, he had 17 points to lead Chicago State last week against Tennessee State. He missed that 3 a few moments ago. Looked like he was trying to eye the out-of-bounds line. He ran it down, couldn't complete the 3-point play as Illinois State gets possession on the rebound.
Corbett double figures in scoring in his last 5 for Chicago State, including 17 against Tennessee State.
And here is Corbett struggling to keep control. He kept the dribble alive, and now he'll hand it up to Betson. Betson directing traffic with Fleming guarding him. Chukwu Kelly guarded by Freeman. This is Corian rushing again. Out of Westinghouse, a West Side power here in Chicago. Here's Brandon Betson against Reeves. Step back jumper for Betson. Good for Brandon Betson.
Sensational. Tough shot, too. Step back as they're falling back. They'll give him the 2 as his foot was on the line, but a sensational shot by Benson.
Here's Chapman. Left corner 3 from Lewis, rebounded by Betson. And here comes Chicago State. He pushes up the floor for B.G. Rumwami, but way too much.
Difficult it is to be a 4.0 student in college on top of all the demands being a Division I athlete. You got to tip your cap to Corian, and being a parent, I'm sure his parents are extremely proud of him.
Corian Russian also not only from Westinghouse here in Chicago, also transferred from Idaho State, but there's a 3 from another guy from the city, Antonio Reeves, the former Simeon product, knocks it down.
Chris, it always seems like whenever a player returns home against Chicago State, they have a big game. I'm expecting Antonio, who averages 20 a game, to have himself a big game in front of friends and family.
Reeves is tied for 14th in the nation in points per game by individuals this season as B.G. Rumwami buries the 3. Chicago State getting some breathing room, but like you said, Julio, for Reeves, he had the biggest ovation during the introduction of the starting lineup.
First made 3-pointer this season for Noah B.G. Mumwami. Usually averages about 1 a game, so it's nice to see the big man drain it from downtown as the Cougs are up 4.
Once again, a very good-looking jump shot, just trying to improve the touch. Lewis for 3. Off the rim, rebounded near the free throw line by Reeves, who actually tapped it from Betson and ran it down to the corner.
Reeves very physical as he was going for the rebound attempt.
Josiah Strong, top of the key 3, misses, and that's going to lead to a travel against Chicago State.
I think they're going to call a foul from behind, which, if we see the replay, it's kind of fortunate. I think a Cougar pushed Noah from behind, but, hey, the Cougars are fortunate and get the call to go their way.
The foul goes against Ryan Schmidt, who was about 10 feet away from where Corbett ran into his own man.
He was on the north side during that occasion.
He was down at Illinois State as Dominique Alexander brings it across the timeline. Smallest player on Chicago State roster getting the screen from their tallest.
Early on, you're noticing the good ball movement as well for Chicago State.
And there it is. He was looking for Russian on the lob. Russian brings it down, tries to score over McChesney. Corbett, I thought, may have saved it, but a whistle here.
Which will be intriguing. Let's see what the call is. I think it's going to go on Illinois State, so the Cougars will inbound with 20 left on the shot clock. So a loose ball foul, I believe, on the Birds.
Still no official PA announcement here in the building.
Yeah, we don't have anything on the scoreboard either to indicate the number. So I'm going to guess an inadvertent whistle. Let's just go with that, Chris.
As Alexander gets it in to B.G. Rumwami. Alexander guarded by Josiah Strong. This is Corian Russian. Alexander, that's from 26 off the front of the rim. Trying to beat the shot clock, rebounded by Illinois State. That's Schmidt.
Cougars as a group shooting just under 33% from three-point territory.
Reeves swings it around. They're looking for Schmidt, and that pass is going to go out of bounds. It'll belong to Chicago State.
Great defense by Chicago State, making it difficult for Illinois State to really establish themselves inside the paint as Jashawn Corbett, 6'6" freshman, really handling his own inside.
Teddy Bai Bamandang comes on for Chicago State to replace B.G. Rumwami. Cougars with an early 4-point advantage in this, the 25th all-time meeting between Illinois State and Chicago State. Here's Dominique Alexander. Cross-court pass. Chukwukelu, 3 on the way. Good. He hit one from that same spot last week. This is Corian Russian. Alexander, that's from 26 off the front of the rim. Trying to beat the shot clock. Rebounded by Illinois State. That's Schmidt.
Cougars as a group shooting just under 33% from three-point territory.
Reeves swings it around. They're looking for Schmidt, and that pass is going to go out of bounds. It'll belong to Chicago State.
Great defense by Chicago State, making it difficult for Illinois State to really establish themselves inside the paint as Jashawn Corbett, 6'6" freshman, really handling his own inside.
Teddy Bai Bamandang comes on for Chicago State to replace B.G. Rumwami. Cougars with an early 4-point advantage in this, the 25th all-time meeting between Illinois State in Chicago State. Here's Dominique Alexander. Cross-court pass. Chukwukelu, 3 on the way. Good. He hit one from that same spot last week. Chukwukelu does Chicago State a favor, and he puts them up 7 as the Cougars calls Illinois State to take a timeout. We'll take one with them. 13:26 to go in the first. Chicago State by 7.
Let's put your ambition in motion. Let's turn roadblocks into new paths to success. For over 150 years, Chicago State University has fostered ambition, started careers, and built successful lives of accomplishment for our students. Now, it's your turn. Chicago State University.
Back here at the Jones Convocation Center in Chicago, Illinois, the Cougars of Chicago State with a 14-7 advantage over the Illinois State Redbirds. Chris Rouse here with my partner Julio Rouseo. Early assessment here, Julio.
Well, after a sluggish first 30 seconds of the game, the Cougars overcame a quick 4-0 deficit, turning defense into offense and doing a great job shooting from beyond the arc as Favor a moment ago launched a 3. He's now connected on 5 3-pointers in his last 2 games.
Chukwukelu and B.G. Rumwami have 3s for Chicago State. Bayi Bamandane tried to take another charge, but unsuccessful. Would have been the 5th he's taken in 2 weeks.
We were held in suspense by the officiating crew as they are waiting for the shot to roll through. I was holding my breath waiting for the exact call, but
I will say that was one of the more demonstrative block calls I've seen in quite some time.
I would agree with you there. Illinois State as a group from the foul line, 73% on the season. Surprisingly, Chris, just their second true road game of the non-conference schedule. They were in the Virgin Islands for a Thanksgiving tournament. As Illinois State trying to get back to where they were a few years ago, a team that was on the cusp of maybe an NCAA tournament bid under Dan Mueller. They've been trying to find their wings over the last few seasons.
And there's Liam McChesney making both free throws. Chicago State back up 5. This is an Illinois State team that throughout the 2000s and maybe the 2010s in the hunt, right in the thick of things in the MVC. We think about them, Loyola, and then when St. Louis was still in the conference.
Yep, Bradley, a lot of great schools across the Missouri Valley Conference. They're losing one in Loyola next season, gaining another tough school in Belmont.
Alexander, and a body foul here. And that'll go against Illinois State. You can see Coach Dan Mueller. He just folded his arms, didn't have anything extra for the official.
Yeah, he wasn't pleased. It's been a pretty physical first 5.5 minutes of the ball game. So I think Coach Mueller was just trying to get at least calls to go both ways. Surprisingly, Coach Mueller, 10 seasons down in Normal, a 160 and 140 record in 10 years at Illinois State, the former Redbird alum.
Dominique Alexander to Corbett. Betson gets a screen from Corbett. He shoots it over McChesney. 3 long off the rim, run down.
Great rebound.
By Favor. Chukwukelu. Russian. Alexander 3. Looked long, and it is. Rebounded by McChesney. Illinois State slowly bringing it up the floor, not matching Chicago State's fast-paced half-court here as they get into a rhythm in this half-court trip.
Well, it looked like Illinois State tried to match it early on, but they've made a quick adjustment. They're trying to slow down this tempo.
Josiah Strong got airborne, almost traveled, had to
games in the non-conference schedule is critical for really building a fan base. And for Chicago State thus far this season, they've done a great job of really building that schedule. And Coach Gillian's trying to make this a madhouse here on the south side. And I think over the next couple of years, they're going to get a large support coming through.
That was Cy Chapman with the spin to the baseline, and he scores. Makes it 14-11 Chicago State.
And, Chris, you know the South Side very well. Born and raised here on this side of town. You know when the JCC hosts public league games, it's the hottest ticket in town with a wild atmosphere. Coach Gillian's trying to build that here for the Cougars, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
One of the biggest events you can be at in Chicago sometimes during March is those high school games played here at the JCC. Chukwukelu and another shot clock violation against Chicago State.
Yeah, I think to avoid that, guys just really need to talk to each other on the floor, count it down to one another. Second shot clock violation for the Cougars, and they're trying to limit self-inflicted wounds as Illinois State has a chance to tie it on this possession.
Here's Fleming across the timeline, handing to Reeves. Reeves back to McChesney. Illinois State going inside to Chapman. Looks like they're going to try to establish Chapman these last two possessions. Fleming runs into B.G. Mamami.
Good defense by Noah.
Looked like it was close to 3 seconds. Reeves goes in and a foul as he runs right into Russian. Two Chicagoans meeting each other at the basket.
Yeah, Cougars defense really making it difficult for Illinois State to find an open look inside. And you think Corian was in position, but seems like the officials are going to call that on the defense more times than not in this ball game.
Looked like Russian was under the rim there as Reeves came flying in. And Julio, you talked about those public league games. How about some of those state matchups? I remember a few years ago, Taylor Horton Tucker's final game here.
Yeah,
against Whitney Young in overtime.
You get public league games, you get sectional, regional, sectional, super sectionals. The JCC is one of the hottest places to watch basketball in Chicago. And let's see if we can make it the hottest place to watch college basketball in the city.
And here's another guy that has been a part of those matchups, at least in the high school ranks, out of Simeon, Antonio Reeves. He makes the free throw, 1 point advantage for Chicago State. 10:40 to go here in the first half. Betson finds Corbett. Chicago State looked like they were going to look for Russian on the alley-oop. Chukwu Kelly was wide open. Russian cleans it up. He gets it in after all.
Nice job by Corian to get that huge second chance bucket for Chicago State. They've been a little bit on an offensive drought over the last couple of possessions. A much-needed point as they keep a three-point edge.
Chapman struggled to get the ball. Bai Bamandang leaped over him to get the loose ball. Here come the Cougars.
You still have a man down for Illinois State on the Cougars end of the floor.
That's Chapman, and there's Bai Bamandang, who couldn't finish the layup as Chapman is holding his head on the other end of the floor for good reason.
He was covering his right eye momentarily as he is on the ground. They're letting them play on the defensive end. It's pretty physical on both ends of the floor, but it's good to see him up. And it looked like he just maybe got poked in the eye, Chris.
Yeah, that's a great sign. You just hope that's all it is, him getting poked in the eye. You see him land on the floor, and Bai Bamandang, he did. He just outright fell on the floor trying to get to the ball. I was thinking maybe his foot caught Chapman or something in the face, but luckily both are up. As Teddy goes to the free throw line, there's a look at Gerald Gillian. 3 and 5 so far in his career. And then there's Coach Muller of Illinois State, 10 seasons at Illinois State. Meanwhile, Gerald Gillian here, and this his 9th game as Chicago State head coach.
Teddy, a 47% free throw shooter.
And he misses the first. I always love when Teddy shoots free throws because you see the controlled breathing. As you just saw there. Here's another look at Teddy. Well, he forgoes the breathing, and he makes it this time.
I think he heard you down underneath.
Yeah, I think he felt like if I'm going to breathe that long, I can't miss it, so he just let it fly. 4-point lead for Chicago State. Reeves working around Russian. This is Fleming from Strong. 3 on the way. No good. Rebounded by Russian for Chicago State.
Like to see the Cougars really push the pace offensively in transition out of a defensive board, and we're going to get a travel.
Travel there by Betts, and when he received the ball, he came to a jump stop, shuffled the feet, tried to start again. That leads to the travel there. Even though he never put the ball down, shuffled the feet before he put it down.
Call that happy feet.
Exactly. Chicago State still up 4 following the turnover as Fleming brings it across the timeline, guarded by Betson. Chapman, good to see him not come out of the ball game following the situation where he was laying on the floor holding his face, but there's a jumper from Josiah Strong. Strong, one of 4 Redbirds, averaging 10 points per game this season.
Senior out of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, suburb of Minneapolis.
There's Brandon Betson right back at Fleming. He makes up for the 2 Strong guy in Chicago State, back up 4.
Benson has scored in double figures in every game this season for Chicago State, averaging about 16 points a game.
And coming back the other way is Reeves, tied for 14th in the nation in points per game is Antonio Reeves at 20.6.
Every time Reeves touches the ball or scores. There's a roar from the crowd. A large contingent for Antonio. Friends and family in attendance this afternoon.
I know I had the privilege of talking with a few of them before we got on the air. Here's Chukwu Kelu, down loaded by Bamandang for the two-hand slam.
Tremendous ball movement by Chicago State from the left side of the perimeter into the paint. One final pass along the baseline. Tremendous ball movement by Chicago State here in this first half.
Fleming. That's Strong finding Fleming. Reeves on the drive. Floater from Reeves off the right of the rim. Got his own rebound. Kicks it out to Strong to Fleming. Great ball movement around the horn. Fleming looking for Chapman, and that one a little behind him.
Good defense by Chicago State. Now it forces Illinois State to reset their offense with under 8 to go in the shot clock. Kept the lead as the Birds trying to close out a strong final 8 minutes of this first half.
Freeman looking for Reeves. He drives to the baseline again, and an offensive foul. Charge drawn again by Teddy Bamandang.
Feet set perfectly in the semicircle for Teddy. Draws the charge as, again, the Cougars, after a sluggish early start to this ball game, really helping their own cause with defense, as that is the 4th turnover this afternoon for Illinois State.
Dominique Alexander across the timeline. Illinois State in a 2-3 zone right now defensively, as you can see on your screen. They picked it up at half court. Corbett to Russian to Alexander. Corbett back out to Alexander.
Seems like the Cougars are doing a great job just getting that extra pass to try to defeat the zone.
Also Illinois State zone forcing them away from the rim. Here's Betson. Elbow jumper blocked from behind by McChesney. Betson's second-ditch effort is short, and it's going to result in a shot clock violation.
Yeah, good defense by Illinois State, forcing a Chicago State turnover. I believe that's the 3rd shot clock violation for Chicago State. And it seems like in every occurrence, Cougars just not recognizing how much time is left on the shot clock.
Illinois State, one of the top teams in the nation in blocked shots. They're 12th in the country, averaging 6 a game. McChesney is a big part of that, as there's a jumper from Freeman who knocks that one down. It's a 2-point advantage for Chicago State. Betson over to Russian. Chicago State throughout the season usually overloads one side of the floor, and they're going to go to the right here. Corbett against the smaller Freeman. It'll be Betson top of the key. Off the rim, rebounded by Russian. Russian spinning in the lane, working hard, and he finishes, gets the payoff.
7th second chance point of the first half for Chicago State. And Corian Russian has been a huge part of that. Nice rebound, turning it into a second chance bucket.
Antonio Reeves off the mark, rebounded by Schmidt. Battling 2 players, looked like he walked, and the officials say he did, as he was swinging the arms, trying to get away from Bamandang and Alexander.
A double team immediately met by Schmidt. Schmidt just couldn't find an opening, not even to dribble. Good job by Chicago State. And here we are again, Chris. Every time Illinois State has cut it to within 3 or 1 point, Chicago State gets a defensive stop, gets a much-needed bucket. See if, again, they can extend this lead as they're up by 4.
Corian Russian on the drive. He tried to step through. The ball was knocked away by Lewis. It'll go out of bounds and stay with Chicago State.
Strong block by Leah McChesney, 6'10", redshirt sophomore from beautiful Prince Rupert in British Columbia. Has really been a huge thorn defensively for Illinois State along the paint. Let's see if the Cougars, as they keep possession, can try to, again, extend this lead as they're up by 4.
McChesney goes 6'10", but he's actually not Illinois State's leader in shot blocking. That's Cy Chapman, number 1. He averages 2 a game. And he is actually guarding Betson with Lewis as Betson spins out. Here's Corbett working one-on-one against McChesney, falling down, finds Alexander. Way too many bodies in the paint, and yet Chicago State will keep possession.
They keep possession, and the shot clock was reset. And actually, I think a correction was made on the floor. It's going to be a shot clock violation, so it will be Redbirds basketball.
So Illinois State will gain possession here, down 4. And Julio, so far in his first half, Chicago State can't get up by any more than 4, but Illinois State can't get it lower than 2.
Yeah.
It's been a 4-point range these last 6 minutes. Here's Reeves on the drive. Nice move. And that'll change that as Reeves with a reverse layup, slashing to the rim, makes it 2.
So smooth, cutting through 2 defenders off the left side. And the Redbirds possession away from trying to tie or take the lead. Regain the lead for the first time since the early going of the first half.
One of the more stagnant offensive possessions for Chicago State prior to that whistle. Corbett was holding the ball for 6 seconds, but a foul away from the ball against Illinois State.
And early on, there was a good flow to this ball game from both sides offensively. Dan Muller early on didn't necessarily like the flow of the game, made the adjustment, and has really slowed Chicago State's flow offensively once they went to that 2-3 zone, Chris.
The foul away from the ball will put B.G. Rumwami at the free throw line here for Chicago State. And the shot is up and good for Noah. He makes the first. Noah this season at the line, a 33% free throw shooter entering the game. That was only his 3rd made free throw.
He's starting to get more minutes on the floor, too. Season high 16 minutes against the Gauchos of UC Santa Barbara back on November 20th. 13 minutes against Tennessee State. So it's good to see the senior starting to collect more minutes on the floor.
B.G. Rumwami splits a pair there. Chicago State still up 3. Freeman in the basket. Threw his body at Corbett, bounced off and reloaded, but couldn't finish.
Strong 2-handed board by Noah.
Alexander guarded by his numerical counterpart, Strong. And he swings to Russian. Good jump in the passing lane by Reeves. All alone against Russian, lays it up and in. And the foul, and a chance to tie the game for Antonio Reeves.
All created off a soft attempted pass by Chicago State. Antonio, like a ball hog, read it perfectly, got the deflection, sprints down the floor, and a chance to tie it up at the free throw line for the Chicago native. Surprisingly, a 79% free throw shooter, but with friends and family in attendance, I have a feeling he'll be pretty good from the stripe this afternoon.
Plenty of red shirts here in the building, as expected in an in-state matchup, but a lot of them, you really only hear them go loud when this guy, Antonio Reeves, has the ball.
Already
nearby Simeon.
Already 9 points this afternoon for Antonio.
He misses the free throw. For those of you unfamiliar with how Chicago works, Chicago State is on 95th. Simeon is on 83rd. So
a few blocks away?
Yeah, it's not too far from here as Dominique Alexander has possession.
Which is crazy to think of the amount of powerhouse high schools that are along the south side. It's truly amazing.
Alexander missing there, rebounded by Strong. And Alexander's just staying with the ball. Almost got the steal. You can see him. I don't want to say it was a tantrum because he gave a good effort but couldn't get the steal.
Just self-frustration knowing that he could have gotten that basketball.
Freeman to McChesney. Chukukelu goes down, as do 2 other players, and now Betson comes up with the steal after that scrum.
Been a very physical first half here from the JCC. Big possession for Chicago State. As you mentioned, Chris, between 4 and 2, the lead for Chicago State, a chance to maybe get it back to a 4-point swing.
Betson to Chukukelu. He finds Russian, who slips, goes up strong with the right arm. Russian, everything that he does off the court, 4.0 student, and in his performance right now, leads Chicago State scoring, but missed that first free throw. Chris Rouse here with Julio Rouseo, courtside at the JCC.
He was 5 of 8 from the line back on the 4th against Tennessee State as he drains the second Chicago State this afternoon from the stripe. 3 of 6 as they lead by 2 with under 4 to play in the half.
Fleming picked up full court by Chukukelu. This is Antonio Reeves. 3 on the way is good for Antonio Reeves as Illinois State regains the lead there first since it was 4-0.
A 41% three-point shooter on the season, and the Chicago native has regained the lead for Illinois State. Birds haven't had the lead since about the 19-minute mark of this first half.
Here's Betson falling away. Tried to regain the lead, but it's Chukukelu. Gets the rebound. Hesitation, great composure to get Schmidt into the air. Missed the shot, but drew the foul.
Nice job by Chukukelu. Patient inside, knowing the defenders were going to go up. He draws the foul and a chance to earn 2 at the foul stripe as the Cougars look to regain this lead. Again, you got to give credit to Illinois State. They've been making it extremely difficult for Chicago State to get any sort of clean look in the perimeter. Excuse me, inside the paint.
Chukukelu makes the first. Last week, Favor only had 5 points, but he was huge, especially on the defensive side, guarding Tennessee State's primary ball handlers. Also had a 3 in that game to Chukukelu. misses the free throw here. Nice effort by Teddy Bayi-Bamandang, but out of bounds.
Just a little worried about the DJ equipment as Teddy was trying to fly for that rebound.
Right, he's got the gold turntables down there. I was worried that we might see those tumble, but not the case as McChesney will inbound.
It's going to be an intriguing final 3 minutes of this first half, tied at 26. It seemed like Chicago State had all the momentum across this first half. Now Illinois State on the grasp of trying to go on a run.
Fleming to Reeves, and then he got it right back. Here's Schmidt, top of the key. Looks like everything's going to Reeves for Illinois State for good reason. He's had the hot hand, 3 on the way.
My.
And right on cue, Reeves gives Illinois State their largest lead of the day at 3-0.
A soft, deep three from the left wing for Antonio Reeves. He's having himself a sensational ball game. 14 points on 5 of 8 shooting.
Flirting with his average here in the first half, which is 20 a game. Also, by the way, second largest lead of the game at 3. They led by 4 earlier as Alexander's on the drive. Bayi-Bamandang, not usually where you'll see him shoot it, and that's why. Rebounded by Illinois State.
The struggles continue for Chicago State from three-point territory in this first half. They're now 2 of 9 from beyond the arc.
Fleming on the drive was looking for Schmidt. Got it knocked away by Bayi-Bamandang. That's usually where he operates. And now a mix-up between Alexander and Fleming. Some words exchanged. Alexander looks like he's cool, but Fleming is upset.
It's going to be a jump ball. Unfortunate bounce as the two are still, they're just.
Yeah, it's shaking.
Yeah, it's the heat of the moment. Again, it's been a physical first half, so a little tensions boiling over on that sequence.
I don't know, Julio. That looked like a situation where the guy trying to help may have made it bigger than it was. Bayi-Bamandang, you saw him come in and try to pull Alexander, and he said, I just got my hands up.
Yeah, usually happens. The second guy that comes in sort of stirs the pot a little bit. Both guys are going to get a breather to close out this first half, but this is a critical possession for Chicago State as we approach the 2-minute mark.
You saw Barrington Terry, the assistant coach of Chicago State, talking to Alexander as he sat on the bench. You saw Alexander with his hands up, saying, I just put my hands up and trying to make a play. But final 2 minutes of this first half, Chukwu Kelu will inbound. It's Bayi-Bamandang. Corian rushing, and now a whistle here. The game clock did not start. It was 2:01 on the game clock. We had about 3 passes. The entry pass, the pass from Bayi-Bamandang to Russian, and then the game clock started.
So now they're going to go to the monitor at the scores table, and we will either they're going to look at the monitor. No, the official has it in his mind. He knows the time.
He's been on it. He's been on it the most in this game. I've seen him look over at that table more and then sort of just look at his staff and then kind of get a good idea of what he wants on the clock. So they're going to put 18 on the shot clock, and they're going to run it down to 1:55. And in 1:55, our halftime report, our Sam Brief, who could not be with us today, but he left us some videos for halftime reporting. We'll have that here on ESPN+.
Redbirds 55% shooting from the field. Chicago State 10 of 24 at 42%. Their kryptonite, Chris, 3-point shooting as Chicago State at 22%. They're 2 of 9 from three-point arc.
Chicago State this season 0-5 in games where they attempt 25 or more, 3-0 in games where they attempt 25 or 24 or less from 3. Chukwu Kelu scores, and that makes it a 1-point game as the clock expires.
Tough shot for Chukwu Kelu. Much needed basket for Chicago State as we approach the 90-second mark of the half.
Reeves on Russian. Again, the jumper is good for Reeves. 16 for Antonio Reeves.
A sweet home cooking for Antonio Reeves. He's been a huge boost for Illinois State in this first half. Up by 3 as we approach the final minute.
Betson step back. Good for Brandon Betson. Reeves and Betson, the 2 leading scorers of these teams. Looks like we're in for a show these final 60 seconds of the half.
Trading buckets to see if the Cougars can get a stop on defense and try to regain the lead before we close out the half.
Reeves from 26, and he buried the 3! Antonio Reeves!
Heat check 3. You can see the confidence pouring out of the Simeon product. 19 points and a 4-point Birds lead.
Betson almost got a 5-second violation. He didn't have anybody back to inbound to, but here's Chicago State the other way. Down 4. Betson over strong. Off the rim and a foul. It'll go against Chicago State. It's Corbett.
We're going to see this battle, Chris, in the second half between Antonio Reeves and Benson for Chicago State. You could see Benson on that drive, too. He wanted to, both guys are wanting to trade buckets. But Antonio Reeves, as Illinois State struggling shooting halfway through this first half, the Chicago native put the birds on his shoulder, and a huge finish. With about 30 seconds to go, a chance for Illinois State to extend this lead. Largest lead of the half is at 4. A free throw here will make it 5.
Kendall Lewis at the line, and he makes the first. Antonio Reeves has 22. The rest of the team has 13.
Amazing.
Only Lewis making that first free throw. He is the only player. Well, if he makes this one, he'll be the only player with multiple baskets. He and Chapman both have 4.
The largest lead of the half for Illinois State. So 1 second differential, game clock to shot clock as we wind this down, Chris.
Corbett to Russian and back to Betson. I thought I was going to go back to Betson. He held it. Russian finds Chukwu-Kelu. Plenty of time. Shot clock and game clock about even, 0.6 of a second. As Betson scores to make it 4 with 10 and 0.4 of a second. And now a quick whistle here following the score.
I think there was an issue with the game clock again. What a finish by Benson. Knowing the defender was going to close in, immediately floated the finger roll just before the defender came in along the left block. Much needed basket as the Cougars trail by 4, and Dan Moeller trying to get an explanation here. They take 4 seconds off the game clock. Moeller just shaking his head, wondering, well, where did those 4 seconds go?
Remember, in the first half of a college game, the clock continues to run after baskets. It stops in the second half. Here's Reeves, 3 on the way, looking for points 24 and 25, no good.
22 points for the Chicago native. The Cougars really need to slow down the former Simeon product if they want to have an opportunity to pick up the victory in the second half.
Antonio Reeves also responsible for all 4 Illinois State threes to this point in the game. He is 4 for 5. Illinois State as a team is 4 for 9 as we get a foul with Cy Chapman. He's been taking a lot of bumps today. Got hit in the face earlier, now a hard fall to the floor, but hanging out there is Cy Chapman, tough trooper for Illinois State.
Reeves with 22 points on 8 of 12 shooting in the first half in 18 minutes on the floor. Just an incredible 20 minutes of play. As you mentioned, he's 4 of 5 from three-point territory.
And it's funny, Julio, because all game long we've been talking about home court community wins.
Yeah.
And I mean, here's Antonio Reeves. He comes back home, and he's just having an amazing performance.
And I joked at the start of our telecast, Chris, that it always seems that when a Chicagoan comes back to the JCC, they have one of their best games of the season. Antonio did that in the first half, drove inside, and they're going to call an offensive foul. But we heard a member of his family oohing and ahhing as he made that crossover and drove inside. You can tell his family's here, and they're excited to see Antonio on the floor.
I was about to say, right on cue, he gets another basket, but the offensive foul will negate that highlight as Chicago State comes back the other way. Also, shout out to the official. Nice demonstrative officiating, letting us know it was an offensive foul.
We've seen that in the first half as well. The more demonstrative, the better, I say, Chris.
Here's Corbett. I agree with you, partner. Here's Corbett backing down. Turns around, off the rim, rebounded by Antonio Reeves.
It's like a home plate umpire in baseball, very demonstrative with their strike 3 calls. It's all about that nonverbal communication when they make the gesture.
And you know, as broadcasters, we love it, so we don't have to call you over to ask you what happened. It's
like,
oh, okay,
what happened?
Right, Freeman on the shot. Off the rim, rebounded by Mondang. Here's Chicago State back the other way.
The Cougars did well offensively in the first half. They shot about 45% from the field. But Illinois State made an adjustment early in the first half, going to a 2-3 zone. It made it really difficult for Chicago State to find a clean look inside the painted area.
Here's Betson. Screen from Baiba Mondang. He finds Corbett, 3 on the way. Long over Baiba Mondang, and a foul against Cy Chapman, who had inside position.
Chapman's jaw hit the floor as he learned the foul was called on him. He did a great job positioning himself around the semicircle near the right block to get a one-handed board. But the officials are saying Cy maybe just tugged the arm a little bit on Baiba Mondang.
Yeah, Baiba Mondang picks it up.
So it looked like it tugged Bailly just a little bit, and the official saw it, made the call. So fortunate for Chicago State.
That's now 3 fouls against Chapman as he goes to the bench. Here's Betson. 8 on the shot clock, was looking for Russian, and then Russian stepped in to knock it away after Illinois State stole it. Chukwu-Kelu to Russian. He fell down.
Russian.
And now Freeman tried to nutmeg Chukwu unsuccessful. Freeman pokes it away. Oh, my goodness, I feel like an auctioneer as now it's going out of bounds.
Several tips each way. No one could really control possession. Dan Muller's trying to, hey, come on, guys. Calm it down a little bit, please.
Had about 4 bodies hit the floor there before the ball finally decided I'll settle out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like Coach Mueller, both coaches really not pleased with that sequence a moment ago, Chris. Still scoreless to start this second half of play. So see if Chicago State can get some composure and get a bucket in this sequence.
Here's Corian Russian from Corbett. That's the same spot. Russian hit a huge jumper last week. Drove to the baseline. He missed it. Baimandang stays with it. Corbett on it again. Third time is the charm.
The Cougars very fortunate in the first half in terms of second chance opportunities. That's their 9th second chance point. We don't record third chance opportunities, but I'd say that was maybe 4-0 Cougars on third chance points.
And then a turnover forced by the outstretched arm of Corbett. Chukwu was also there, and now Chicago State a chance to tie as Illinois State goes to the bench.
Well, Chris, we go back to the 30-second mark, maybe the 31-second mark of the first half. Coach Gillian not pleased as Chicago State were down 4-0, called an immediate timeout. The Cougars defense shot them back offensively after that first time out of the ball game, and here we go to start the second half. It's the Cougars defense trying to churn some offense.
Corian Russian, guarded by Reeves. Russian on the drive. Corbett baseline against McChesney. Help defense from Abdu Njai with the block.
What a job by Njai coming in to help on defense. And again, the Birds are making it difficult for Chicago State to get a clean look. And on the other end, the Redbirds are finding some nice clean looks and a huge made three-pointer.
It's Josiah Strong as defense turns into offense. 5-point advantage for the visitors from Bloomington Normal.
5th made three-pointer of the ball game for the Birds.
Chukwu passes to a showing by Baimandang. Corbett working on McChesney. Left-hand shot off every part of the rim and then went down.
Nice job by Corbett. Was in the right wing, couple of dribbles, found a clearance on the left side to get a nice clean finish.
Here's Freeman. Almost stepped out of bounds on that step back. Now that's a good step back. He missed it. Rebounded by Baimandang.
Nice rebound, going strong with 2 hands. You love to see that on the defensive end.
Bit of a switch here for Chicago State. They got Russian against Freeman on the top of the screen. But it'll be Betson from 24. Off the rim, rebounded by Reeves.
Cougars again just having a tough time from three-point territory.
Oh, what a catch by Freeman. In stride. Can Strong pay it off? He does. Great play by Freeman. Catching in stride, head up, immediately finds Josiah Strong for his second 3.5.
The senior from Brooklyn Park had all day to think about that three-point attempt, Chris. Now 5 points for Josiah.
Unfortunately for Freeman, it'll just say assist in the stat column, but the key to that play, him keeping his head up and finding the open man, also catching in stride. Here's Chukwu in stride to the rim, and it's
Reeves as the first free throw gone through as Chicago State doing everything right, but Illinois State's 2-3 zone defense is making it tough for the Cougars to get a clean look. They're going to need to get more opportunities from the foul line if they want to get back in this ballgame.
And I have to agree with you, Julio. Once Illinois State went to the zone defense, that sort of took the air out of the ball. And after that, we saw some of the more stagnant possessions from Chicago State offensively. Freeman went airborne in the pass. Coaches teach you not to do that, but it worked out. Or maybe it didn't. Travel there against Illinois State.
Well, you notice the Cougars double-teaming Freeman prior to the pass. They move away from that double team and allowed a wide open man in the corner. We've seen that on several occasions in this second half. The Cougars need to try to figure out a little better execution on that help side defense to avoid another open look from three-point territory.
Meanwhile, on offense, Coach Gerald Gillian shouting instructions at his team as they try to break the zone from Illinois State. It's been a 2-3 matchup zone, meaning they're switching everything here. Here's Russian working around Ndaye, no good. Rebounded by Corbett and a foul.
The Cougars are going to need that. They're going to need to continue to attack inside. Once you do that, once you cause a little bit of foul trouble for some of the bigs for Illinois State, they may let that foot off the pedal a little bit with that 2-3 zone, but the Cougars need to continue to attack inside and force Illinois State to change defensively.
Deshaun Corbett at the free throw line, 17 points a week ago against Tennessee State. led the Cougars in scoring in that win, and he's been a welcome addition. I mean, his ability to stretch the floor, get to the rim, and his three-point shooting.
And again, here's a chance from the foul line for the Cougars, who are pretty stagnant offensively, to cut this deficit back to a 2-point ball game. And that will come all from the foul line. 4 consecutive points potentially. Oh, I was close with that broadcaster's jinx, but 4 consecutive points from the foul line to get themselves back to a 2-point game.
Also a 1-2-2 full-court press here from Chicago State as Corbett retreats with Alexander on the ball. Freeman over to Reeves, driving the lane, got airborne to find Njai. Nice pass
Good
from
defense.
Strong, but better defense by Corbett. Ball loose on the floor. Russian comes up with it. He's got a man if he can look up, but he couldn't look down the floor to hit Betson.
So much traffic. I think oh, look out.
They find him after all, and we're tied at 42. Betson sort of leaked out. They call that cherry picking sometimes, but turnabout is fair play.
Great pass by Alexander to find the open man. The Cougs on a 6-0 run as they tie the ball game at 42, Chris.
Njai wide open, and a great help defensive play by Russian to contest. I'm not sure he made contact, neither is the Chicago State bench, as you can see in the back of your screen.
Well, Chris, you and I have the perfect vantage point. I'm going to say the Redbirds got lucky with that call. I don't think they were. If anything, it was a whiff than an actual touch, but things going in, fast pace, and the officials decided to make the call. Tough break for the Cougs.
Unless there was some body contact, looked like Russian really just contested, didn't even block the shot. But regardless, Njai will shoot the free throw and attempt to break the tie, but he can't do it on this first try.
Surprisingly, the first foul shot of this half for Illinois State. Meanwhile, the Cougars 4 of 4 from the stripe here in the second half. They lead Illinois State in the second half 10-8.
This is only the 5th game this season Njai has played in. He's 50% at the line, and he'll stay that way as he's now 4 for 8 on the season, making those two, splitting those two.
So again, will Chicago State will they keep attacking inside, force some foul issues already? 4 team fouls for the Birds, 6 minutes into the second half.
Betson working against Strong. This is Corbett slashing on the drive. Maybe a backside foul against Freeman on the reach. Let's see what number goes up here. And they're actually going to go with Lewis on the reach in instead.
Illinois State will be thrilled if Chicago State are complacent and take those 3-point shots. They've been struggling all afternoon. So the Cougars, again, they need more ball movement. They need passes inside the paint and force some fouls. It looks like they're trying to do that here in this sequence. It's tough to find a clean look. Illinois State have been pesky defensively.
Chicago State 2 of 10 from three-point land this afternoon. Corbett shuffled the feet, and then Chapman sent it back anyway, even though the play didn't count.
A little happy feet from that left wing, almost like a skip prior to getting the pass and forcing that turnover. That's tough for Corbett, as the Cougars have now turned it over 10 times this afternoon.
Also tough for Chapman, yet to record a block in this game. The player that leads Illinois State and blocks it 2 a game is Freeman. Screen set left by Chapman. Looked like he picked it up for a moment. He tries to fling it in with the whip pass instead of stolen. It's a 3-on-2 for Chicago State.
Nice pass.
Betson to Corbett. Bobbled it. Got it back. Laid it in.
Yeah, that pass took a high bounce. Nice job by Corbett to gain that composure. His length, his wingspan allowed him to do that. And a nice finish off the left window.
Fleming for 3. Good for Fleming as he eyes down Chicago State's Jashawn Corbett.
The Birds are 3 for 3 in this half from beyond the arc, and a huge block on the other end for Illinois State.
There's Chapman contesting. Not sure if he actually will get credit for the block, but here's Illinois State. 3 on the way. It's Josiah Strong.
A 6-point swing for Illinois State. We were tied. They now lead by 5 as Chicago State call a tie. It doesn't seem like, we don't want to talk about Northwestern. That's that private school. It's all for public schools here. We're talking public schools, guys.
Corbett over to Alexander.
But then again, Bradley is a private school down in central Illinois.
I'd be all for it. I like the Big Five. I like the idea, like you said, with the Big Five in Philadelphia. I just like that city pride that you see in college basketball.
Well,
sometimes.
let's include Northwestern. We'll include Northern Illinois, and we got our Big 6 right there.
And a moving screen here against BG Rumwami.
And then downstate, Western Illinois can join the party with Illinois State and Bradley. But, again, it's that pesky school in Champaign. They don't want to play anybody in state.
Illinois State will inbound. It's Lewis into Freeman, guarded by Alexander in the backcourt.
I remember a few years back when Dan Muller's Redbirds were in the NIT playing Illinois in Champaign. It was the first time in many moons they played down there.
And Josiah Strong, another three. Illinois State by 8. That ties the largest deficit Chicago State has had at the JCC this season.
Again, another clean look from three-point territory. Illinois State have been living from beyond the arc here in this second half.
Betson, three on the way. Long, tapped around by Lewis, and he traveled. Chicago State down 8 with Dominique Alexander in the corner. Chris Rouse here with my partner Julio Rouseo. Chicago State 3-0 at home as Alexander lets it fly and knocks it down.
Ends a scoring drought lasting 2.5 minutes as we got a whistle as soon as the shot went through.
It looks like that's going to be a pushing foul against Illinois State. I think it's Fleming. I see Fleming arguing his case the most with the officials here.
Sixth team foul on Illinois State. So again, as the Cougars working quickly off the inbound.
Yeah, quick inbound and a quick air ball from Corbett as Illinois State gets possession with Reeves. Reeves guarded by Chukwu Kelu. Josiah Strong, he's been huge in the second half. Here's the guy that was huge in the first half for Illinois State. Been huge all season, has Reeves. Swings it around, Fleming. Back to Reeves, three on the way. Good again, Antonio Reeves, his first points of the half. He's got 25.
Contested three. Corbett did everything right on the defensive end. Such a difficult shot. And Illinois State back to an 8-point clip.
Reeves averages 20 points a game. That's tied for 14th in the nation. He's got 25 today. Chukwu Kelu, good for Favor. Chukwu Kelu, that's a 2 for Favor. That's been his favorite spot on the floor this season.
Cougars getting a nice look from around the perimeter. 5-point ball game. Cougars need a couple of stops on the defensive end.
Looks like Illinois State trying to send everything to the perimeter so they can open up the paint for Cy Chapman here. As it's going to go to Strong. Strong, he had Chapman flashing.
Wide open.
Fleming right, three on the way. Missed everything, rebounded by Bayi Bamandeng.
Cougars will be happy if Fleming keeps taking those looks from beyond the arc. Huge possession here for Chicago State.
And a holding foul as B.G. Rumwami was trying to slip to the basket. And that will go against Strong. That's huge, as that is not on Chapman. That would have been his 4th.
Redbirds, 70% shooting in this half. 7 of 10. You think regression will sort of slip them back to the medium? Chicago State, meanwhile, 6 of 13 at an effective 46% as Noah B.G. Mumwami at the foul stripe. 4 points this afternoon, gets his own rebound off the miss, Chris.
Wow, how does that happen for the defensive team on the free throw there? Somehow that ball lands right near the angle. Here's Alexander. Alexander sort of panicked, had to swing it out. Chukwu Kelu off the glass, couldn't get the kiss to go. Ball loose, recovered by Illinois State. They've got a 4-on-2. They swing across, Strong, 3 on the way. Good again.
Oh, man. Josiah Strong is having himself a second half. We get a Cougar with maybe a bit of a cramp after that three-pointer was made. That looks like.
That is Bayi Bamandeng, who is hobbling around under the basket, as you can see on our camera.
Yeah, he's covering his left knee as he is in some pain. Hopefully it's just a Charlie horse.
And you can see Coach Gerald Gillian is looking at him. He's eyeballing one of the officials, but he was pointing at Teddy. It looks like Teddy will come out. So Chicago State will go to the lineup of Corbett, Betson, Alexander, Chukwu Kelu, and B.G. Rumwami. So getting word that Bayi Bamandeng actually might have got hurt on the other end of the floor prior to running all the way back. So quite the effort on a bad wheel.
He's getting looked at right now. Again, he's still favoring that left knee on the other end of the Cougars bench.
Betson, top of the key 3, off the front.
Good
Rebounded by Chukwu Kelu. Laid it up and in, favor Chukwu Kelu.
Nice stop by Chukwu Kelu, very patient off the right window, and again a much-needed bucket for Chicago State halfway through this second half.
Foul against B.G. Rumwami. I mean, he outright just ran into Fleming. And that'll send Fleming to the charity stripe here.
No one looks a little frustrated after that call, but I think that's a good foul given up by the big man.
Illinois State likely playing some foul strategy here as Chapman goes to the bench in favor of Abdu Njai. Chapman has 3.
It's a non-shooting foul, so the officials did not give continuation.
So no shots for Strong except for this one here, and that's good for Josiah Strong. It was Fleming who got fouled. Strong makes the 3, largest lead of the night for Illinois State, largest deficit at home for Chicago State this season.
Antonio Reeves stole the show in the first half, and now Strong stealing it in the second half. Impressive. That has to be, Chris, I believe, his 4th made three-pointer of the second half.
Here's Alexander working against Reeves before swinging to Betson. Corbett had a wide open lane, turned away from it, and he got a shot blocked by Njai. Great save by Fleming, and the foul by Betson to stop Illinois State from having a 3-on-2.
Look, it's very difficult to be a successful shot blocker in any level of basketball. And Njai used his eyes, waited for the right moment, and delivered a strong block. That was very impressive. And again, it shows you why Illinois State is one of the better programs in the country at block shots at about 6 per game.
They're 12th in the nation, which leads the Missouri Valley Conference at 6.1 to be exact. Corian Russian returns for Chicago State as they get more size, going with the 6'6 Russian over the 5'10 Alexander. Reeves, guarded by Chukwu Kelu. Tight defense from Chukwu Kelu, but Reeves able to get free. Goes down off the back of his own man's leg, and now it's going to be Strong. Strong splits a double team and a foul on B.G. Rumami, who's actually twice he's been called for reaching these last 2 minutes.
You see the frustration on Noah's face after he gave up the call as he heads back towards the scorer's table. It's been a physical ball game, no doubt about it. And again, Chicago State on the defensive end need to find some way to avoid giving up that open look that Illinois State have been able to take advantage of here in the second half.
Reeves to Strong and back to Reeves. Lewis faked the drive baseline, actually went to the defensive help, and as a result, I was going to say turnover, but it stays with Illinois State. Bayi Bamandeng touched it last.
Nice job by Bayi Bamandeng defensively. Got the swat with the left hand. Almost forced that turnover. There's still plenty of time in this ball game, Chris, for Chicago State to get their footing back. They're going to need some stops.
Reeves into Lewis, guarded by Corbett. The ball fake got Corbett's hands to swipe down, and that'll draw the foul. As Kendall Lewis will go to the stripe as Illinois State looks for their first double-digit lead of the day.
And you can see Corbett's frustration saying, hey, I had my hands in the air. But as you mentioned, Chris, coming down with that motion with his hands, the officials will call that 9 times out of 10. Even if you play it cleanly, the officials, if they see your hands coming down on a shooter, more than likely they're going to call that foul.
Kendall Lewis at the line where he is 2 for 2 today, and he stays perfect, making that one. Now has 8 points. Illinois State by 10.
The key in this ball game for Illinois State has been three-point shooting. They're 10 of 15 this afternoon from shots from beyond the arc at an impressive 67%.
Meanwhile, Chicago State 4 of 14 at a 28% clip. Second free throw from Lewis is good. 11-point lead for Illinois State, largest deficit at home for Chicago State this season. Here's Russian. Back to Betson. 2-3, bit of a staggered zone defense here from Illinois State. Russian, nice pass to Corbett. Wide open in a goaltend.
What a fast. Well over 4 threes. Most made three-pointers in a ball game for Josiah was 5 against Missouri State, in which he scored 21 points. He's right on that cusp here this afternoon.
Here's Fleming driving to the rim, and he's fouled.
It's been a big afternoon for Fleming. 14 points, a season high for the Louisville, Kentucky native, and certainly our thoughts are with those in the state of Kentucky as the devastating winter tornadoes destroying cities across Kentucky. And I know down in Edwardsville they had a Amazon plant cave in last night. Talking to the Illinois State radio crew, WJBC, apparently Illinois State, one of their women's teams were in Edwardsville.
Oh.
Supposedly playing Southern Illinois, Edwardsville. All signs are they're okay, but crazy times for our friends downstate and across the Midwest.
Here's Reeves to the rim, no good. Rebounded by Lewis. Njai thought about it, and as a result, he ends up traveling. Shuffled the feet.
Njai had big eyes in the left wing, saw an open lane. I think he was going to try to deliver a punishing dunk. Instead, he traveled. That happens sometimes.
Chicago State down 9, 7.5 to go. Alexander over to Corbett. Corbett and looking for Betson. Not a lot of movement on this offensive possession here for the Cougars.
Yep.
Betson, nice shake to get around Fleming, but a recovery by Fleming almost takes out the cameraman, Joseph Gregory.
Nice job by Joseph Gregory to stay with that shot as the rejection came literally right in front of him on the right baseline. Illinois State, again, just making it extremely difficult for Chicago State to get any sort of clean look.
While we have a moment, let's shout out all of our crew that are here with us here at the JCC. Championship crew all season long here for Chicago State men's and women's basketball. Corbett working on Njai to the basket. Left-hand layup, no good. Rebounded by Strong, again making an impact.
Everything worked well except the finish for Corbett on that possession.
Lewis back to Fleming. Screen set high by Njai. Njai covered 20 feet of ground to set that screen. Reeves, 3 on the way, good.
Oh my, that shot shows you what type of afternoon the Chicago native Antonio Reeves has had. 28 points on 10 of 15 shooting.
Here's Corian rushing, trying to find Betson, and he finally gets rid of it to Chukwu.
Reeves is 6 of 7 from beyond the arc.
An amazing game for Reeves. No place like home. That's what Coach Gerald Gillian said last time, but it's worked more for Illinois State today. Rushing on the drive, blocked again by Njai, but that'll be his second goaltend. So 66-56 is your score. Meanwhile, Illinois State, they're going to bring the starters back on here as Freeman and Chapman come on, and now they'll also go with Liam McChesney to get some more hype.
Yeah, Illinois State coming into this ball game 9.5-point favorites and living up to those expectations, especially in this second half. Cougars, again, they just need some stops and find something offensively. Look, Illinois State have been stuck on 7 fouls for quite a while. The Cougars need to keep attacking the paint.
Illinois State now can afford to pretty much use all the time on possessions, but they turn it over there as Chukwu finds Alexander. Chicago State still trying to fill it out down the stretch. Betson to the rim. Off balance, got the rebound. Alexander, 3 on the way. Good again for Dominique Alexander.
Cleanest look I've seen all second half for Chicago State. A strong 3 by Alexander. 8 points this afternoon, his second made three-pointer.
I was about to say his second 3. He's got the majority of them. Chicago State from beyond the arc only at 5 in this game. On the drive, Strong, turnaround, good again from Josiah Strong with patience.
Such a difficult shot for Josiah. Nothing but the bottom of the net. And again, the Cougars, once they get something going offensively, Illinois State has sort of put a water on that fire.
Betson missed. Corbett also missed, and Betson is still down. Here's Illinois State, 5-on-4, Strong again. Couldn't hit what could have been the dagger. Chapman rim checked himself, rebounded by Chicago State.
He was rejected by the iron.
And now a whistle.
Yeah, we got still the injury right near midcourt.
And Brandon Betson is now hobbling to the sideline. Also, Coach Muller of Illinois State. You can see him looking at Liam McChesney get the rebound there as Betson goes to the sideline, and that'll be huge for Chicago State, their leading scorer at 16 a game.
Yeah, now he's on his back at the end of the Cougars bench getting checked out by the training staff. You always get worried when you see a player go on the ground signaling towards their knee. You always fear for the worst, and we'll keep our eye on Betson as he gets checked out by the Cougars training staff. It's huge final 5 minutes of this ball game, Chris. Cougars still within grasp, but they need like a 6-0 run here.
A few stops and a few threes. We've seen that out of Chicago State this season. See the St. Thomas game. See the Tennessee State game. Here's Corbett. Off the glass. Tipped up. Corian Russian.
The Cougars needed that. Defensively, you need Corey on the play perfect on every possession the rest of the way as we come down the stretch in Chicago South Side.
Here's Reeves back to Freeman on the handoff. Reeves eyeing the rim before he even got the ball, and you can see why, but he missed it. Rebounded by Russian. Chicago State, a chance to cut into the lead.
Huge stop. Look at Russian. He's ready to attack.
Also good to see Teddy Bayi Bamandang back out there. Remember, he hobbled off the court earlier.
Penetrate. Go. Attack inside.
Corbett to Chukwu-Kelu. Chukwu-Kelu tried to split the double team. Finds Alexander. Shot clock at 8. Alexander's got a couple threes. Couldn't add his third one there. Rebounded by Chapman.
That was a good look. Step back on the right side. Had the distance. Just couldn't get the shooter's touch to fall through. Much needed stop for Illinois State on defense.
Freeman around the screen from Chapman. Gives it to Fleming. Fleming took some body contact from Corbett. Then he finished through body contact for the three-point play on by. Chris Rouse with my partner Julio Rouseo as Howard Fleming Jr. looks to complete a three-point play at the free throw line for Illinois State. And Fleming makes the free throw, 10-point advantage for Illinois State.
Fleming had 10 points in the loss against Jackson State. That was a season high until this afternoon. 17 points on 6 of 9 shooting in 24 minutes of play.
Jashawn Corbett looking for Russian. Russian had the room. Couldn't even make the dunk that didn't count, but a foul.
Yeah, we're getting to the later stages of this ball game, Chris. 3:23 left in a 10-point game. Cougars need as many untimed baskets as possible. Keep attacking inside. Keep getting those trips to the stripe.
Good way to score with the clock stopped as Russian misses the free throw. Maybe I hit him with the broadcaster's jinx as Chapman gets the rebound.
Cougars were 4 of 5 prior to that trip. So I'll put that on me.
Fleming surveying the floor. Fleming driving baseline. Nice pass to
look.
Chapman. Two-hand slam for Cy Chapman.
That was a pretty no-look pass from Fleming. And I don't want to say it was a dagger, but that was a lethal dunk to go up 12 with under 3 to go.
Corbett surveying the floor. On the drive, left-hand shot off the rim, rebounded for a moment by B.G. Ramami, slapped away by Chapman, will belong to Chicago State.
You know, despite the adjustments defensively by Dan Moeller's squad, the Cougars have, for the most part in this game, have kept themselves within striking distance. Illinois State have really turned the corner in these final couple minutes of the ball game, but I think the key as conference play begins in a couple of weeks for Chicago State to try to find different ways to score when faced against a 2-3 zone, because other teams are going to pick up this film and they're going to notice and try to do the same thing in the coming weeks.
There's Alexander. Lost the ball, stolen away by Fleming. And now he just runs right into Alexander. Chapman, Reeves, another three. Thought he was going to add to the stat sheet, couldn't do it there. Here's Russian. Chicago State still with a chance, but they got to get it under single digits soon. Chukwu-Kelu to Russian. Looking for Corbett on the entry.
He had him open.
He'll go into the rim himself and kiss it off the glass and get 3 the hard way if he can make the free throw.
Sweet penetration inside by Russian. Now with 15 points this afternoon, so they call the goaltending, no foul. And it's back to a 10-point ball game with 2 minutes to go. Big stop.
Corbett joined Chukwu-Kelu in the backcourt. He had a chance to get a free run to the rim, couldn't quite pick it up, but he'll go to the line and try to get 2 free throws. Oh, what a play by Corbett. Ran up the floor, knocked it loose, just couldn't pick it up to get the lay-in.
And we've seen that throughout this ball game. Hard-fought defense by Chicago State, forcing turnovers to produce themselves a run. It's going to be a nice way for the Cougars to get a quick 4-0 run going.
Jashawn Corbett at the line. Ball in the air, in good for Jashawn Corbett. Cuts it to 9 here as Illinois State gets Freeman back in there, their primary ball handler, number 0.
And look, there's plenty of time in this ball game. 2 minutes, and the final 2 minutes of a basketball game could last 20 minutes in real time. So for Chicago State, as they connect with this free throw, 8-point affair, still time. They need a couple of stops in this final 2 minutes.
They extend the defense full court. Chukwu-Kelu pressuring the ball, Corbett joining as Illinois State gets it up to Strong.
Illinois State, all they need to do is just eat as much clock as possible. Cougars just need to avoid fouls and get a stop on this defensive end.
Here comes the help from Corbett as they swing it out to Freeman. Shot clock at 7. Freeman working on Chukwu-Kelu.
Good defense.
Takes it to the middle. Falling away. Off the rim. Rebounded by Corbett. 82 seconds to go in the game. Corbett to Alexander. Chukwu-Kelu, no hesitation. No good. Rebounded by Chapman for Illinois State.
Extra pass nearly produced a much-needed 3 for Chicago State. Now they need another stop.
Reeves back to Freeman, and he'll hold it as he looks at the clock. Under a minute to go, as it looks like the perfect start here at the JCC will end. A bit of a speed lineup. They took Chapman out, and their tallest player out there is Lewis. So they got rid of the shot blocker, as now Freeman makes the first. Pretty much 4 guards out there for Illinois State. Alexander across the timeline, 10-point deficit for Chicago State, and a foul by Freeman.
Can't say I'm surprised that after the technical foul, 2 guys having some words in front of the foul line.
Coach Muller also with some instructions to his team here as Alexander steps to the charity stripe. Freeman is going to meet Coach Muller, and actually Freeman's going to come off the floor for Chapman instead. So I want to say maybe that'll be 3 on that foul on Freeman, only a second, but Chapman will come back in. I think that's just probably to keep him from letting those emotions flare.
So. Yep.
As Dominique Alexander makes the free throw. 9 points in the ball game for Dominique.
If you can get it back to 8, again, there's still 50 seconds left. You think
that 6-second offense almost here, these final 50 seconds.
Yeah, you think play some defense for a brief moment and then maybe force a foul.
Fleming into Strong. Chicago State does not foul. Fleming gets it across the timeline. He finds Reeves. Reeves will hold it, swings it out to Strong, and there's the foul by his numerical counterpart, Alexander.
Yeah, the Cougars were with that full court press off the inbound, sprinted back towards the other end of the floor, and certainly not the guy you want at the foul line. It's been a strong second half for Josiah Strong, as he's been the anchor from three-point territory in this second half, responsible for the Birds shooting 7 of 8 from three-point territory.
Strong makes the free throw. 76-67, as you can see on the scoreboard. Reeves leading the way with 30 for Illinois State.
Stats haven't been updated over the course of the second half for Josiah Strong, but guessing 4 made three-pointers alone in that second half. A lot of those came with open looks from the corner.
Here's Betson to Corbett. Alexander driving down the lane. Chukwu-Kelu, that's his spot, but it got rejected. Fleming got hit in the face on the follow-through from Chukwu-Kelu. Chicago State has a 5-on-4. Betson to Corbett. Corbett finally gets the look up in
Missouri State.
And then Chicago State also coming up. They'll play Iowa State at some point. They'll take on a ranked team on the road.
Iowa State and Drake.
Yeah, so they'll take on Iowa State. You know, we were talking about high school players from Chicago. How about George Condit, the 4th, from nearby Corliss, literally across the tracks here in Chicago.
Those are the types of players that Coach Gillian would like to keep on the south side. A lot of these mid-major programs doing extremely well with players from Chicago that sort of slip through the cracks.
Think about what Iowa State the last few years. Had Taylor Horton Tucker, had Zion Griffin for a brief moment, and now also George Condit the 4th. I remember when they all came out, the Shy Clones is what they called those 3 guys. As Fleming makes the free throw, Russian comes back in to replace Bayi Bamandang.
Yeah, that'll be an exciting matchup in a couple of weeks when the Cougars go to Ames, Iowa. Again, that was a game that was supposed to take place last year at the end of the non-conference schedule, but after the Drake game, the Cougars closed the season due to COVID and injury concerns.
Alexander to the rim and a foul as Cy Chapman fouls him going to the rim. Bayi Bamandang will also come back in as Coach Gerald Gillian sends him back to the table here. Chicago State is out of timeouts here in these final 10 and 6/10 of a second.
Look, I thought the Cougars played well this afternoon. You got to give credit to Dan Moeller. That adjustment to the 2-3 zone early in the first half made it really difficult for the Cougars to find any clean look. They were 9.5-point underdogs coming to this afternoon's game, down by 8. I'd say the Cougars did well to exceed those expectations today, but still, you want to try to find a way offensively. How do you adjust when teams close those opportunities for clean looks? That's going to be key for Chicago State the rest of the way.
Alexander makes the free throw, 78-71. Foul in the corner as Alexander fouls strong. He was trying to get the steal, but he hit him on the arm.
And it's going to be exciting. Northern Illinois come in with a huge non-conference victory early in the season, going out west for a victory in Washington. They played Dayton tough a couple of weeks ago. It's going to be a fun matchup on Monday afternoon here from the south side.
And, of course, my favorite part, another in-state matchup,
That's
like
right.
you said earlier, Julio. As now Josiah Strong will shoot the free throw. You just saw Gerald Gillian there. Going to take his first home loss, it looks like, here in 9 seconds. But a guy that's really embraced Chicago State. You hear him say no place like home, and then there's Muller, Coach Muller for Illinois State, going to go to 500 as the free throw is good. That puts them up 10 points. There's Muller again as Betson brings it across the timeline, lays it up, and no good. Rebounded by Corbett. Blocked again by Lewis as the lead remains 9, 80-71 with 2 6/10 of a second.
Yeah, Illinois State are going to need that type of defense come Missouri Valley play. Sensational this afternoon.
Corbett misses the layup.